Thank you, Stefania, and hi, everybody. I am Carlotta Margarone, the digital media curator at Palazzo Madama, the Museo Civico d'Arte Antica in Turin. Thank you for your question, Stefania. Hope to answer with my presentation, and sorry for reading. I didn't see anything, so please, if my images are not with my words, make me signs. In the next few minutes, I would like to share with you my experience about museum and social media through how these 8 steps that represents the Palazzo Madama path in the last 7 years. Starting with who we are, of course, I'll tell you about our mission as a participatory museum, from the social media to the brand reputation building, illustrating briefly our crowdfunding campaign, and closing with a bit of future, mobile and open data. Palazzo Madama is an historic building. How much of you now know Palazzo Madama in Turin? Okay, a lot. It's an historic building and UNESCO World Heritage Site located in the city center of Turin. Well known for its Baroque style, it houses the Museo Civico d'Arte Antica. On a surface of over 4,000 square meters is displayed an extensive collection of Piedmont and Italian art with paintings, sculptures, furniture, and fine arts from the Roman age to the present age. Set up in 1861, the building was closed from 1988 to 2006 for refurbishment and renewal of the displaying. Starting from the reopening, we have been working on a new model of a museum, an art museum as a place opened to the public, where people can, of course, contemplate the beauty and poetry of the art, but at the same time, finding stories and trying a different experience. Wonderful. As, for example, a knitting group, a charming wedding space, a place where debate civic problems, a museum listening their stories, and indeed, so much more. In 2007, we have opened our first social media profile on Flickr. Starting from there, we have never stopped. As you can see in the graph, now we have a profile on the most popular platforms in order to reach our community from the network to the crowd through conversation and interaction tools. Why doing this? Always ask yourself why before opening a profile on social media, because it's a work hard. But before answering, I would like reading a sentence of, sorry for the pronunciation, Sri Srinivasan, the chief officer of the Metropolitan Museum. The social media's dirty little secret.
In the hall, we have Neil Stimbler from the Metropolitan Museum, so please raise your hand.
Okay.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you. The social media's dirty little secret, almost everyone will miss almost everything you do on social media. And so, why? Okay, because I think it's a brand reputation issue. After 7 years of work on our mission and with our communities, we can, okay, it's just an example, even play with our logo. It's really just an example, but in these 4 photos, you can see the logo transformed for the museum 150 birthday party last June, worn by our director, the blonde one, Mrs. Enrica Pagella, by our gallery staff, one of the museum housekeeper, and the former Ministry of Culture, Mr. Massimo Brai. Okay. A social media strategy is about sharing art first. For example, see our Pinterest account, a lot of galleries which tell story around art. But also is sharing our knowledge, It doesn't matter how difficult is your content, you have to try to design a storytelling around it. This is Cellino Cellini. And 3 is sharing fun. This picture is sent by our visitor for the I Like Palazzo Madama gallery. I like Palazzo Madama, if you want to try, this is the real term, special effects. It's a simple way, paper, is a simple way to bring the social media inside the museum. And last, but not least, a social media strategy is about listening your visitors, your people. This is a photo taken during a focus group for the evaluation of a museum theater project. Okay, before talking about the most incredible success of our social media strategy, let's talk for a while about behavior, expectation, evaluation, results. In a word, metrics is the word of the day, I think, metrics.
In a word, beer.
Evaluate, on site and online, every day, every project, every platform. Without metrics and visitor studies, you are blind, and you can reach just a shallow party atmosphere, not much more. On the January 31st, 2013, Palazzo Madama launched the first online-based crowdfunding campaign to buy an important porcelain service made in Meissen at the beginning of the 18th century for one of the most important Turin and Italian families, the D'Azeglio. It was an extraordinary work of art, but we didn't have any money to buy it on auction. So we decided to try with a public subscription. We knew that the service had a great aesthetical value. We also knew that it was a work of art important for our porcelain collection and for the history of our town. And lastly, we had a community, a really strong one, to ask. I can tell you now the whole story, but please feel free to contact me for every question about crowdfunding and this experience. But you can come in person in Turin today and see the service on display, because in only 2 months we made it.
Sorry, Carlotta, you have to tell to the audience how much you have gained from this campaign, because it's not a matter of money, we know, it's a matter of other things, engaging people and showing cultural resources and creating knowledge. But in this period in which in Italy we have a lot of problems with money and with engaging and participating in cultural heritage, you have reached an incredible amount of money.
90,000 euro, we need 18,000. So 1 month ago, a woman came in museum and for donating again. She knew that the campaign was closed, but she tell us, please, I want to be part of these things. Please accept my money. It was very big emotion for all the staff. And one of the most important point, maybe, that all the staff was a fundraiser in this campaign, from the gallery people to the director. Everyone spent herself in person to reach these results. I think it's a lot. It's important because to say that the emotions played a really important role in this adventure. Emotion of the people and of the staff of the museum.
And also, if people understand the goal. You have you have communicated it very well. So
we built a storytelling around the service, the D'Azeglio family. There is a really interesting story about how we find the service, because our curator, Cristina Maritano, knew that the service was somewhere in the world, and she wrote to other curators in Europe, and finally she found it in London, in auction. So it's an adventure, like, I don't know, yeah, a film, like a film, Indiana Jones, yeah, thank you. So we try to tell to our community this story in this way. And we work a lot on social media to communicate all these things. And thank you. Okay, and in this chart, in this graph, you can see the comparison between the number of donation, the green scale, our activity on Twitter, the red scale, and Facebook to promote the crowdfunding campaign. I think it's pretty clear because it's very harmonic. And so the work on social media, in this case, really matters. It really it was really important for reach the goal. Okay, about future, we have just enriched the museum offer with the provision of a mobile guide optimized for tablet. The mobile app was developed by the engineering firm Tonic Minds, and it features not only a free exploration tour and a variety of thematic paths, but also 2 location-based games for family. So gamification in the museum is a hot topic too. And I'm done. Okay. Concerning this last slide, I formally invite you all to the great event we are organizing in Turin on February 22nd for the International Open Data Day. Palazzo Madama and the other 3 museums of Fondazione Torino Musei, first in Italy, maybe, I think, will release an impressive number of datasets concerning collections, visitors, loans, restorations, web analytics, and social media metrics. OpenArte is the hashtag. Please follow us, and thank you for your attention, and sorry for my English.